What up? What up? Welcome to the Opps SportsCast. Man, I'm looking forward to this episode today. How's everybody doing?
What's up,
Good,
Easy?
bro.
Good, we're good.
Chilling, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know how it is up there in Rochester, man, but it's been some for weather this week, man. I'm enjoying my summer. How about you guys?
It's hot.
Yeah. Hot,
Yeah,
humid,
man.
It's hot.
better
All
than the
right.
snow.
I got my boy Jigs on the podcast. It looks like he's tuning in. What up, dog? Thanks for watching the show. Thanks for tuning in. Shout us out. Yeah, we got a big show ahead of us. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different things. We're going to be talking about Caitlin Clark, or not Caitlin Clark, I'm sorry, the WNBA. We're talking about the WNBA. They had their All Star game, and their All Star game, they all decided to wear t shirts in the warm ups that voiced their displeasure about their compensation. So we're going to be getting into that. We're going to be talking about Shane Gillis made the news for his SB show jokes. Some people were very, very offended by that. And so, is it just jokes or is it more than that? And so we'll be breaking down some of the funniest ones that he said, or depending on how you read it, the most insulting ones, right? And so we'll also be talking about this NBA player that you're going to have to tune in to catch, that former NBA player, I should say, that was ejected after getting mad at a fan and deciding to take his vengeance by scratching himself in the nether regions and forcing
Oh,
the person in the stands to smell it. Ah! Can you
all
believe
right.
it?
You giving them too much, man.
Bro, bro, you can't make this stuff up. And so
Let
we
it
got
go.
some things in what happened today. And so it should be a good time as always. We just vibe it. As always, if first time tuning in, feel free to shout us out in the chat. We'll post your thoughts up on the screen, and you can join in on the conversation. If it's your first time logging in, make sure that you like and subscribe. Appreciate that. And right before we jump into it, we'll shout it out to our amazing sponsor. And Dave, why don't you take it away there?
Oh, man, I thought Josh was going to do that. I'm still under the weather.
Oh, it's Josh. All right,
I
go
got
ahead,
you
Josh.
covered. I got you covered.
I
All right,
appreciate you, man.
so today's episode is sponsored by Opposition Radio. Opposition Radio brings you the hottest Christian musicians from around the world 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you can listen from any browser by visiting the oppsradio.live.
Yeah.
Opposition Radio, motivation to stand firm. Shout out to
That's
our boys over at Ops, man. Dave Jones always says it.
Not only am I a listener, but I'm an owner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So we had a lot of fun last week. Actually, it was one of our most viewed shows, guys. So congratulations to the Ops podcast as we continue to grow. Always appreciate your amazing support out there. But hopefully, we got another fun show for you this week. Go ahead and throw up the first topic on the screen there, Josh or Dave, whoever's running the control switch today. And so I don't know if you guys watch the ESPYs. I'll be honest, like I don't usually watch really any award shows nowadays. These award shows are all like kind of garbage. And it's kind of interesting, like some of these award shows, like I forget what it is, like the Oscars or something. They're really struggling to find people to host it because every time somebody hosts it, the comedian gets called out or what have you, and it's somebody's in there feeling somebody's not appreciating the host. I know, like people came after Kevin Clark or Kevin Hart, for things that he did in his past, just to kind of like blackball him from being able to host one of those award shows. And now they're coming after Shane Gillis for some of the actual jokes that they said during the show. And I believe we got a clip that we're able to show you. So we'll just we'll post that up and we'll take it from there.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
This should be good.
SGA is here. Give it up for SGA. Hell yeah, bro. And now everybody sitting around him is in foul trouble. When Caitlin Clark retires from the WNBA, she's going to work at a Waffle House so she can continue doing what she loves most, fist fighting black women. Caitlin Clark, she and I have a lot in common. We're both whites from the Midwest who have nailed a bunch of threes. Joe Rogan actually wanted me to be here to host this award show so that I could capture Adam Silver because Joe thinks he's an alien. And Donald Trump wanted me to be here to capture Juan Soto for the same reason. It's an alien joke. What are you booed up there, dude? Shut up. Carl Anthony Towns is here. Hey, girl. Shador Sanders had his jersey number retired at Colorado this year, and people are saying it's because of nepotism, because of his father, and it's not. It's because he went 13-12 over his career, and he almost won the Alamo Bowl. Definitely not nepotism, right? All right. Four-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up for Brittany, everybody. I'm joking around. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players.
Oh man,
Zeke don't look too happy.
not at all. I don't know how this topic is gonna go, but let's have some fun with it. So guys, topic, and we can take a vote on it. But the topic, Shane Gillis jokes has come under fire. Like, hey, listen, scale of 1 to 5, it's just jokes. People need to get over it. Or you could take the other position, which would be like a 1 or 2, I guess. Nah, man, he needs to watch what he says. So scale of 1 to 5 is just jokes. 1, 2, 3. Ooh.
Chris is at a
Surprise, all right.
5. Josh
I'm
at
at
a
a
5.
5.
I'm at a 5. Zeke's at a 3. Go
I
ahead,
thought it
Chris.
was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was hilarious. But should I go first? I'll go first. I never go first. I thought the dude was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I busted like a gut laughing at the top joke on that list where he was there like shout out to Brittany Hicks, 4-time WNBA champion, and they put the camera on. It's like, yeah, that's just my girl's friend. Oh, my homie's friend. Oh my goodness, I died laughing, bro. That's it. He's like, I know none of y'all watch that. That was just crazy. We can get into like some of the actual jokes because like he talked about Shador, which I thought was foul, but it was funny to me. He talked about Cat. I'm a Knicks fan, man, and that was hilarious. He's like, "Hey, girl," that was hilarious because he do be kind of sassy on the court. Like I don't care what anybody say. Like I mean, he gotta admit he looks sassy on the court. And so like I mean, even told I'm a Mets fan. I thought it was hilarious. You know what I mean? And I don't think he takes it personally. Um, that Waffle House jokes with Kate and Clark was something vicious, bro. Vicious, vicious. I don't even know what to say,
So
man.
that's actually like impressive to come up with something like that at the very least.
Bro, I mean, it's an award show, and the thing that I guess made it more funny was just that how everybody, you could tell that he was walking on eggshells up there, and he was the only one that didn't realize he was walking on eggshells. Because after he said some of those jokes, like some of them, like they wanted to laugh, but they were just there, like, is it safe to laugh? Kind of, it was kind of one of those things. So like, I think that made it even more funnier watching it on the replay. Yeah, Liz in the comments says, I don't know if you want to throw this up on the screen. Says, this is the culture now. Roasting is what everyone expects from the host. I think the shock factor is intentional. I think you're absolutely, and like if you remember, like Ricky Gervais when he hosted the Oscars, that was what it was. He roasted everybody and was epic for it, legendary for he roasted and pointed out the hypocrisy of Hollywood. And I think this is more of the same. Like it was not more of the same. Like he wasn't really like. I think it was just. I think it was more playful than anything. But some people took it in a very bad way. But I don't know. You want to. I'm debating if pushing it to Zeke because he was the only one low on the totem pole, or if I should throw it to you, Josh. Matter of fact, I'll throw it to you, Josh.
All right. Well, for me, I view this like a roast session, where you have the celebrity roasts where you get, Shaq did them, and Kevin Hart is notorious for them. Snoop Dogg's notorious for them. I view it kind of like that. The guy's a comedian. He gets paid to tell jokes and make people laugh. And I really don't think that there was anything like overly malicious with what he said. Maybe if you were a little, um, I'm not even sure the term, right? But if you're a little sensitive when it comes to some of those jokes, like with the Caitlin Clark and the Waffle House and the fighting black women joke, that maybe was like the one that was a little bit too far, if you will. Um,
That
but
was the best one, man.
I gotta give it to him. I think what that does is it brings a little life to the event itself, because if you're just handing out awards like all day long, I guess that could be boring. So um, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's jokes, right? As long as he didn't like cross any crazy lines, which I don't believe he did. Um, and not for nothing, but he's a big Eagles fan, so I got to give it to the guy. He's got good taste. Um, so that's that's all I got on this.
That's all you got? All right.
That's all I got.
Well, to answer my man Brady, thank you for tuning in, brother. He was saying, wasn't the cat joke, Carl Anthony Towns joke about dude saying he's like a woman because he has big hips? Now, if you watch, like, I'm a Knicks fan, so I watch the Knicks play, man. Like, they got like a whole clip on like Instagram that if you haven't seen it before, you got to check it out. Like, when my man, when he gets fouled going to the hoop, he always says, "Oh my god, oh my god." So they got like a cut of him getting
Multiple.
fouled, like, "Oh my god," and he sounds like super sassy. And then they got clips of him, like, just kind of like that, like just his mannerisms. It's real sassy. So I don't think it has anything to do with his hips. It's kind of his mannerisms. Uh, man, Jig said they invited a comedian. What do people expect? People are too sensitive. Yeah, man, I agree. But Zeke, I think you kind of disagree. Why don't you let us, your take?
I mean, I neither agree or disagree. They're just jokes. My biggest thing is I really didn't give it a one because I don't like Jake said. Um, you invite a comedian, you're gonna get. I couldn't give it a 4 or 5 because I thought the jokes were whack. Um, that they weren't funny, so that's why I gave it a 3. I really don't have much more else to say than that. It's just, yeah, they're just jokes. People can be a little too sensitive sometimes, but the jokes were whack. So, yeah,
Fair enough.
So he's got whack jokes. He got to step up his jokes game. Okay,
get a better comedian next year. I don't know.
better comedian. All right, I thought it was funny, man. But all right, but so you didn't have no problem with what he said. It was just that it wasn't funny.
Uh, they didn't move the needle up or down for me. It was just he grabbed some low hanging fruit with the jokes, and I don't know, nice try.
Okay. All right. So Zeke don't really have a problem with it. It just wasn't funny. Dave.
Oh man, Shane Gillis is hilarious, man, and these jokes were hilarious, bro. What the low hanging fruit is that's pretty much what a host of a show like this does is they grab the low hanging fruit. Ricky Gervais when he hosted the what was it, the Oscars, no, or the whatever it was, man, who cares?
Mhm.
Everybody who was somebody hollered in that room, and my man went at everybody. He went at um people who know they have sweatshop uh, facilities set up over in Asia, and he went after them because that's the ongoing joke is that they have uh, sweatshops over in Asia, and they employ children in those facilities where it costs them $3 to make a skirt that they're charging $200 for. Felicity Huffman, she ended up going to jail. He said he came in a limousine that Felicity Huffman made the license plate for. That's low hanging fruit. It snaps. It's current stuff. And so when my man said, um, everybody's like on board about everybody's up in arms about the WNBA and oh I ride with the WNBA and blah blah blah. These girls are this and that, but it was proof right there that nobody knew that his friend's wife wasn't a WNBA player.
Mhm.
That's
That
low
was
hanging fruit.
hilarious, bro.
He played the entire room because they're always talking about how, oh, I watch the games. Oh, we're down with them, blah, blah, blah. But they don't even know that this girl's not a WNBA player.
Mhm.
And to be honest with you, most people only know um, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and probably Anescu. They're fronting, man. It's a lot of them are just fronting right now. And so to me, the best joke for me was the Waffle House joke because you're constantly seeing videos in shorts on YouTube of black women fighting and getting orange juice thrown in their face and hot grits thrown on them in Waffle House. So that's why it was funny to me, man, because I mean it's kind of just living art. You know what I'm saying? He grabbed what we see every day in the shorts on YouTube and he ran with it. I just think a lot of people are just ultra sensitive for the sake of being. They want to be upset about something, and it is what it is.
Listen, man, I just ate at Waffle House earlier this week, man. The food is so cheap, you feel comfortable throwing it sometimes. You know what I mean? It just happens, you know? And just Waffle House is what you do. You throw it at your neighbor. It's cheap, right? So, but like,
That's crazy.
fair or foul, guys, what the joke that he said about Shador Sanders, what do you
I
think
didn't hear
about
it.
that? He was talking about how that it wasn't nepotism for Shador Sanders to for his name to be retired because he had a solid 13-12 record and he almost won the Alamo Bowl, which I thought was kind of funny.
Oh, okay, I didn't
Fair,
realize you were talking
fair
about
or
shit.
foul?
That's
So
fair
bonus
game, man.
question.
That's fair game.
Wait, fair game day?
Yeah, man, it's fair game. It's like if you are a celebrity status and you do something like retiring your son's jersey number when he's done nothing, you open yourself up to all kind of criticism. Um, it doesn't matter how much I like Prime, man. What he did was dumb, and it's fair game, in my opinion.
What do you think, Z? Fair or foul? Oh, I can't hear you. You got yourself muted, bro. Josh, what
Yeah,
do you think?
it
Fair?
was
Oh, there
muted.
you
I
go.
said it's fair.
That's fair. Oh, okay. Any additional comment? All right. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah, I I'm agreeing with what you guys are saying. It's relevant. It's fair game. When you put yourself out there, you kind of live with the consequence. That's being center of the joke.
All right. Yeah. He probably should have made some. Did he make a joke about like him speeding or something like that? I don't know. He probably should have.
I don't know, man.
Um.
Just move on from it, man.
All right. Yeah. We moving on. We moving on. But we love jokes here at the Ops Podcast. We're full of jokes. We're a very funny podcast.
Wow, Chris.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it now. All right, so WNBA players wore at the All Star game T-shirts that said "Pay us what you owe us." At the All Star game, though. All right, but it's time to give the WNBA players equal pay to the NBA. Uh, five for strongly agree, one for strongly disagree. On the count of three, one, two, three. All right. Yeah, we got a divided panel. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Josh, 10 toes down. Let us have it.
All right. So I remember seeing, the details on this a little bit. I don't remember. Um, it was the video that RG3 was talking about, where he broke down all of the major sports and how much those sports organizations, right, the physical leagues made versus what they paid in a share. So what the NFL makes per year, it was like what 40-50%. And what the NBA makes per year, 40-50% of that is paid out to the players, right? And so that it's a fairly even split when it comes to profit share. And then they showed the profit share for WNBA, and what was it? 3%? Some very real low number. And I think that's the whole basis of this is the WNBA players aren't looking to make the multi-million dollar deals like the NBA players are looking to get. What they're trying to do is get paid fairly in this profit share so that the WNBA isn't just profit all this money based off of the players who are the attraction, who are what people are coming to watch and pay to see. So I fully agree. If the WNBA profits, which I guess they had the highest turn profit this year in history, if they made $10 million, then half of that $5 million should go to the players' pockets. Seems easy to me.
Okay. All right. Um, I forget. Two. Josh was at a five. Zeke was at a four. Dave was at a one. Hey, let's go Oppo Taco here. Dave, tell us why you had a one.
All right, man. So every the NBA gives the WNBA money to support it, and every year the WNBA turns a loss. They don't generate a profit, even with the money that's supplied to them. So let me ask you all a question: is the value of your job in the employees, or is it in the company itself? What do you think?
Is the value in the company what or the
The value, is, the,
say it
is the
again?
value of your company the company itself or the employees?
Company.
It's the company. Because if there's no company, there's no employees. All right. If a
Okay.
company is not generating income, how does it pay overhead? How does it pay bills?
But they
It goes in the red, right? It begs and borrows against what it doesn't have to get what it doesn't have so that it can stay afloat. So basically, what the WNBA is doing is begging and borrowing every year from the NBA to survive, and they have done that since throughout their existence. And even last year, though their attendance was up, they didn't turn a profit last year. So these players saying, "Give us what you owe us." Okay, so what they owe you is the money that you agreed to play for when you signed a contract. A contract is in place for a reason. A contract is an agreement on both sides. You agreed to the contract. They put a contract in front of you. You said, "I'm happy with that," and you signed it. Now you want to run around with shirts on talking about pay us what you owe us. They don't owe you anything other than what you signed to play for. Now, let's go this direction. So they're saying that, well, the WNBA is growing. The teams are getting paid and they should be giving us the money that they're making. Obviously, they're not making any money because, again, every year when the report comes out, it shows that they have not turned a profit. So I'm wondering where, number one, why these young ladies feel so entitled to money that they didn't agree to play for. And number two, where do they think that are supposed to get said money to give them what they feel that they're owed? To me, this whole thing is just it's an entitlement thing. And then you have people going on podcasts, sitting on podcasts with each other. Oh, it's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. They really think that if they lock out or they walk off the job, that people are going to care. Nobody's going to care. Nobody is going to care. And I don't know who's advising them to take this hard stance, but it's not a good look, and it's they're gonna find out quickly how irrelevant they are when they don't get what they want, and people aren't clamoring for them to get back on the court. For me, I think this is it just reeks of entitlement. It reeks of them not having business sense. It reeks of them not having any kind of loyalty to the agreement and contract that they signed. Nobody put a gun to their head and made them sign these contracts. They signed them themselves. So for me, I'm a one because I just think it's flat out entitlement. And I mean, they don't have good business sense, and they're absolutely being led down the wrong path with this whole thing.
All right, Zeke, get him, get him. Let him know how you feel, bro.
Listen, here's the way I feel. The WNBA, the players are looking at the situation where the league is the most popular it's ever been, and it's only gaining in popularity. Um, the revenues, um, the money that the WNBA is securing with deals, and they're expanding the league. My question is, if the WNBA was so more worried about losing money, why is the WNBA
Still a thing.
around for 30 years? Like,
Hmm.
if the NBA was really concerned about losing that money, the WNBA would have. We're at a
Hmm.
point now where it's starting to gain popularity, and the players see that, and the opt out was built into the contract for such a purpose as this. They're getting paid 9.3% of the revenue.
Hmm.
That's ridiculous. Am I saying they need to get 50% like the NBA players are, or like most of the other major sports are? No, they don't necessarily have to get the 50%. They're not there yet. Should they more than less than 10%? Absolutely. I don't know what number they're shooting for, but they're saying, look, I know what's happened in the past, but we're in a better spot than we have been in the 28, 29 years of our existence. We want more than 9.3%. I don't know about the rest of y'all. I'm in a union, and when we don't like what's going on with the contract, we don't have the opt-outs. But when it comes time for negotiations, yeah, we negotiate for a raise in pay.
Hmm.
We want to get paid what we're owed. We see players opt out of contracts all the time, or they'll hold out. They won't show up to training camp because they want a better contract. And what happens? 8 times out of 10, they get a better contract. So I don't understand the hypocrisy of supporting a player for wanting a better contract if they outperform the one that they already signed. If they feel like they're outperforming or feel like they have a potential to make more money, they hold out and we're like, yeah, pay them what they're owed. When the WNBA players say, pay us what you owe us, oh, you guys are irrelevant. Walk away and watch nobody misses you. That's grimy. I don't understand that concept.
Well, so
If they feel like
here's the whole thing though.
they feel like they deserve more than the 9.3%, I agree with them. What number they shooting for? I hope they're not shooting for something astronomical as a 40% jump
They
in
are.
revenue sharing. But
They want it all, B. They want it all. What so
have you
let me
seen that? Can you work? Because I've been looking to see what they're looking for. I haven't seen
no.
that they want it all.
And they
What
just got a media rights deal with Disney Plus and NBC worth 2.2 billion over the next 11
Yeah,
years.
they're gonna get the WNBA
Make
is
money.
gonna be raking in some money. So they're looking at the big picture and saying, look, there's a potential for everybody to eat here. We want our share too. We like I said, if they're asking for 50%, good luck to them. They're probably not gonna get it. But
no.
it's a negotiating table. So if you ask high and you settle somewhere around 20 or 30, jump from 9.3. And then you work your way up. If the league continues to grow, then you have a potential to make even more money down the road. But to expect them to settle at 9.3%, that's crazy. That's
Z,
ridiculous.
it's not a settle, bro.
It is
Why do NBA players get the money that they get? It's because of the players' union. If they didn't have,
okay.
if the WNBA had a stronger union, they would get their money. Why is the WAB? Why is the NBA getting percent? Why is 50% of the revenue allocated to the players? Because people want to watch the NBA. People say
Or
the
Okay,
NBA
and
is
apparently
NBA
people
overpriced.
are
doesn't want
watching the
to allow.
WNBA more than
Well,
they ever have now. So I don't understand what the
that
problem
money is
is.
coming from TV deals, bro. They just signed a $2.2 billion TV deal, which is paltry compared to what what NBA.
You gotta start
TV
somewhere, and
You
they
do,
all they're saying is we want more.
you
The
do,
league
but
is
you know
gaining
what?
popularity. I just said
Go
that multiple times.
right,
We
but
all know the Nuggets
don't go at the
struggled, but
teams.
they're getting to the point where more and more people are watching, and they're like, look, if everybody's eating, we want to eat too. We don't want to just stay at 0.3
Okay,
percent
I get that, but whose fault is that, Zeke? It's their fault because they don't have a strong enough union. It's
because
their
they didn't
own
have a
fault,
strong enough product to negotiate more than 9.3%.
and they're still not going to. That's my point.
But they're saying the league is gaining popularity. We want more. Like I said, if they're at 50%, that's ridiculous. But if they can get 20 or 30, okay, that's a big jump. That's a significant jump, and that's something that you can grow on. And then if the league continues to gain
So,
popularity, you continue to ask for more. But to expect them to
what
just stay at
gauges that the league is
9.3%
growing in
because they're the
popularity?
WNBA and nobody cares, apparently somebody cares because they're watching. We talk every week. Everybody, Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark. These girls need to appreciate the Caitlin Clark value. Well, they're trying to cash in on the Caitlin Clark value.
Oh, okay.
Television
I've
Caitlin
heard I've
Clark was
heard I've heard
she's
half of
cash.
this panel that every week. You
Huh?
television
need to appreciate the Caitlin Clark effect. They're trying to cash in on the Caitlin Clark effect. I don't see what the
television
problem is.
television viewership saw a 155% year over year increase. Um, the league's average attendance
Since
has
when?
more than doubled since 2022, with an average of 11,000 fans per game. The
Since when?
The Las Vegas Aces right now are on like 37 straight home sellouts.
the
Like
2023
people are coming to
WNBA
watch the games. People are watching on TV. So the league is growing.
the
Like it
20
or not, the league is growing in popularity.
the 2023 WNBA regular season reached over 36 million unique viewers, the highest since 2008, and 27% increase from 2022. So year over year, they have been seeing an increase.
Okay.
Well, I mean, let me just give a quick shout out to some of the people who commented in. We had Liz chime in. Nobody should be getting paid as much as the NBA does. Not even the NBA. And my man Jigs, he
That's
was there like,
debatable.
hey, if they get the number, yeah, they should get an increase. But there's only like four players that he likes. But no one is going to watch a WNBA game. I highlights. It's funny, man, because I literally said that exact same thing, bro, on a previous podcast, but we're not going to rehash that because that went down a rabbit hole. Um, but I will say my take on this part, and which is just that, like, for those, I don't know how many of you guys know, but I'm in business. I do sales for a living. And I often, like when I talk to people, I talk about like, you're competing in a business environment. You're talking about like reality of businesses. And the reality of businesses is, in America, you can look up these statistics. Most companies, right? Like it's like 50% of companies don't even make it like 1 year, right? In business. It's very difficult. Like almost 80-90% of companies never make it past year five, right? And so like that's usually the threat where you're like, man, you're going to be around for a long time if you could stay in business for 5 years, right? The WNBA has now been in business for 28 years, and they have never turned a profit, right? Never. Even when they almost doubled in revenue last year, because in I think it was 2023, I was looking up there about 119 million dollars in revenue, and then they made a radical jump last year, like
200
Zeke was
million
saying.
last year.
That's why I said 119 in 2023. It was a radical jump last year, which would have been 2024,
Yeah.
where they jumped up to 200 million, and yet still lost record numbers. They still lost $50 million last year. There's no business I ever heard of personally that can survive those kind of losses for darn near 3 decades. I've never heard of it. They're very, very fortunate of the current environment that is pushing so aggressively to have representation for women. Because if it wasn't for that sentiment, they would have been out of business a long time ago, and I think sensible people would agree. They are being subsidized by the NBA. Now, to this particular conversation, whether or not that means that they deserve a pay raise, that's that's a little adjacent to this, and only that okay, you get those numbers in business, you always pay back your investors first before, like if you own the business, I watch Shark Tank a lot. You own a business, the Shark Tanks, the investors, they're there like, are you going to take money out of the business already? Like it's just growing. Like, you gotta put the money that you make back into the business. That's what they want their investors to say, right? Or am I going to get paid when I make this investment? I want to get paid first before you start taking more profits and start taking vacations. You know what I mean? Like you got to pay back your investors first. And like it just reeks of like, man, I don't know if these people understand, right? Like how fortunate they are just to even be in that position because I mean, WNBA has been subsidizing them. They haven't paid them back. If you're finally making a profit and your first thing is like, now give me half of all the profit or give me all of the profit, like that's crazy to me. You got 28 years of people eating your losses that you should be happy and pay them back. Like you have to like. I'm not saying you should like starve. Sure, take an incremental pay raise. And I'm not hustle. Like if it was me, I'd be trying to use the NBA as my metric as well. Like, hey, listen, look at what they're getting paid. Hey, listen, it's a hustle. I get it. But like in reality, bro, like are we seriously arguing that they should get paid what the NBA gets paid? Like that's crazy to me.
That wasn't the argument, though, Peasy. Like that
Who said,
wasn't
who
the
said
No,
argument.
I understand. But even on the incremental basis, like, hey, we want the fair share of the revenue. Even that's crazy to me, right? Because it's there like, bro, you maybe should get there one day if you can grow the league to that one day. Yes. But even if the league grew to those numbers, is what I'm saying, is that you got 28 years, bro, of the NBA eating your losses. You don't feel any kind of fiduciary responsibility or something like that to pay back these dudes that have been eating your losses? Like to me, that's wild, wild.
The
So like,
NBA
nah,
didn't have to do it. They did it because they wanted to. I don't see it as a payback need. I'm not paying back the NBA if they come here and pay all my bills. Like I didn't force you to do it. You did it out of the goodwill of your heart.
The big thing for me is this. We keep hearing this thing about
A
I don't know
tax
about
write
that.
off.
the popularity is growing. Like popularity does not translate to profit. One of the biggest surprises in the music industry in the 2000s was when Missy Elliott got dropped from her label. Everybody's like, "What? Why did Missy Elliott?" Missy Elliott was very popular. You saw her everywhere. But you know what? Missy Elliott wasn't selling records. She wasn't
Well, that's
selling records.
because people was downloading off of Napster, man.
Oh man. Oh,
I
so
was
they
willing
was
to give
only
my
doing
computer
they
a
would only
virus
go
just
back
to
to
get the
Missy.
latest
Come
Tim
on, man.
track.
Everybody Z, come on, man. Everybody else was making money. Nobody else got dropped from their deal. Timberland and Magoo and
Bro,
all of them
the
got
biggest
dropped from
push
their
in
deal.
the music industry around that time was stop downloading tracks,
But
stop
nobody was
stealing
getting dropped
tracks,
from their
stop
labels
pirating
though.
tracks. Prince was out there. One of his biggest campaigns was buy the records.
Bro, Prince
That
was
was
trying to
that
get
was the
he
cry
was
of the
trying to get
music
his
industry
publishing.
back then.
He was trying to get his publishing. My thing is popularity does not translate to profit, bro. And so just because you're popular and people love you and stuff, that doesn't mean that they out there buying your product.
There's
I mean,
other
it's just a
profit.
reality, bro.
There's other profit lanes nowadays, though. You can profit via social media. You could profit via uh, there's all kinds of ways to like profit, and so I do believe that popularity does lead to some sort of profit, and so I think that's kind of where I would say we have to stand on this, not so much to say like, oh, they haven't profited. So, well, if that's the case, then how's the WNBA even around still, right? If the NBA didn't feel
Not
that
just around, Josh, growing. They're adding 2 teams next year, and by 2030, they're going to be adding 3 more teams.
and not for
So,
nothing, but it says that the 13 teams right now in the league are worth a combined $3.5 billion. Like
The combined
that's
what?
not 3.5 billion.
How much billion?
13 teams, 3.5 billion. That's not a slouch amount.
So basically, one Boston Celtics.
Yeah,
I
but
knew
of
he was gonna say
course
something goofy.
we're also not saying that this is like we're not comparing apples to apples. These are apples to oranges. It's NBA and WNBA. They're not the same thing.
First off, shout out to Missy Elliott, Portsmouth finest, out here in Virginia, Timberland. I gotta represent for my new hometown, Virginia. Where you at? But in all seriousness, yeah, rest in peace for real to Napster. Also, rest in peace to Jamal Warner, man. He passed away uh, from a drowning incident. Hey, stay next to the lifeguards. But yeah, man,
Bro, did you say rest in
I,
peace to Napster?
that's that's what
we
he
all
That was
said. He
one of the
said,
comments,
"Yo,
man.
we all
so
got it.
those are the comments. I'm just reading them as they come along, brother. Bottom line is they should get the same percentage of pay the NBA gets, which works off of the revenue they bring in. But that's wild though. Like I mean, like there's no profit, and so like like if that was the case last year, their losses would have been even greater because they lost 15 billion with the revenue they brought in. You know
And
what I
how
mean?
are they worth? How is the team worth something if they don't bring revenue? How
So
is it? How's
Josh,
it
so
possible?
Josh,
Yes.
so here's you have to look at it, bro. So the value of the team, it doesn't just include the players and the organization. It includes the practice facility. It includes the arena, all that stuff, bro.
Yes. Understood. Understood.
So their value could be hiding behind those other things too. Now listen, I'm not saying that they're not vital. Don't get it twisted, okay? I, I watched the finals when the Liberty were playing in the finals, and I was entertained by it because I was riding for the New York team. So let's not get it twisted. Like I don't want to see these young ladies on TV, and I don't want to see them thriving. But I also want to see them be realistic, and I do not want to see them trying to hold their organizations and their bosses hostage, saying "Pay us what you owe us." Right? It's like put a solid product on the court. Right? Make it viable and valuable. All right, make it something that people want to see. Um, Stop missing 5 consecutive layups and grabbing your own rebounds 15 times a game. Stop trying to dunk the ball when you know you
Bro, I
can't
love
dunk.
Zeke's
You know what
reactions
I'm
when you're
saying?
talking, bro.
No, I'm just spitting straight facts, man. Stay in your lane and do what you know how to do. You know what I'm
What do
saying?
you
It's not
guys what do
time
you
to
guys think
dunk.
about the
Yeah,
timing
they
of it
they
all?
really tried to have a dunk contest in the middle of an All-Star game one year, bro. I'm like, all right, what are we doing, man? It's like y'all know y'all can't dunk, man. What are you doing? Like, what are y'all
Yo, but
doing?
they should dunk. They should lower the rims in the WNBA to 9 feet, and that I think will I think that would boost, like, give you something more of the game that the NBA has, because that's missing from the WNBA game. There's no dunks, and and not for nothing, but there's not a lot of handles in the WNBA game. Like you seen, like in the WNBA game, the lady started like high stepping, trying to like shimmy
Dude,
shake,
it's the All-Star game. She was cornballing, man. You can't use that as an example.
bro. That was
That
not
that was
cornballing.
not
She
serious, dude.
that was they just joking around during the All Star game, just pretending not to
Just
have
like the
handles,
just like the NBA All-Star game is jokes, the WNBA All-Star game is jokes. We were just talking about how
bro.
nobody takes the All-Star game seriously last week.
Bro,
We
but
just
when
talked
when
about
you
that.
have a joke handle, you got my man White Chocolate throwing it up, bouncing against his elbow. That's a joke. That's dope though. You got Kyrie putting it behind the back. You know what I mean? That's jokes. Pretending like you can't dribble and trying to like be fancy. That's not jokes. That's embarrassing.
Oh,
That's embarrassing. Like my goodness. Like bust out your best move there as a joke that you would never game. You know how
I'm
we
gonna
got
get
some
off of these
moves
young ladies, man.
that
I'm
you
not
would
gonna
never
lie.
do in a real game that coach would be like, shout out to Brady who's on the podcast. But if we did some crazy stuff as point guards back in the day, Coach B would be like, get off the court, man. What are you doing? If we did some kind of crazy handle thing, right? That's the kind of jokes you do in our game because it don't count. You don't do that kind of stuff. Like that's embarrassing, bro. But I digress.
Liz, tell him lower the 9 to 9 feet. That's gonna turn the ratings down. They're gonna be like,
Bro,
lower
how
the
is that
rim for
dragging the ladies
the
through the
league
mud
man.
though? Like it's just biological facts, and
Nah,
it's
man,
not even biological facts
that's
for
making
me.
a
Ladies
spectacle.
on average are a little shorter, and they jump a little bit not as high. What? That's not dragging. That's biological fact. Lower to 9 feet and let them dunk. That'd be amazing. I'd watch. They dunk on somebody. I don't care who it is. That's fascinating. Why would that not be fascinating? Wouldn't you watch if like Angel Reese got mad and like dunked on Caitlin Clark? You telling me that wouldn't be on the reels? I'd watch that.
Next topic.
Next topic. Let's go on. We beat this one to death.
You gotta love it. All right. We'll transition when athletes attack,
Talk about the attack.
creeping in the shadows. Children, be careful when you go to the stadium. There may be a rogue athlete there that may scratch himself and force you to
Oh my
smell.
God, Peasy, come on, man.
My bad. I know the surprise athlete that did that, it was actually DeMarcus Cousins. So during the dispute, DeMarcus Cousins forced the courtside to smell his hand after purposely scratching his crotch. Right? Got to say it low for the kids. Athletes and fans must be held equally responsible for their actions. Do we actually have this clip?
Please say no.
I purposely did not find. I had it. I purposely didn't upload it, bro, because it's just
Thank
like
you.
Boogie
Thank
is
you.
That's
wild,
fine.
man.
That's
That's
fine.
just
Thank
Josh
you.
is going to do a reenactment. Go ahead, Josh. Not just kidding.
I didn't scratch my crotch, everybody. Okay, it was my leg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry that you guys had to smell that out there.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's take a vote. Athletes and fans must be held equally responsible for their actions. Hey, this is whole malice in the palace. We reliving this stuff. Count of five. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, I only had a two, Z. I'm at a four. There you go. Five, three. All right. Um, hey, you 10 toes down, Dave. Go ahead.
absolutely, man. These are professional athletes, right? And when you buy a ticket and you flip it over and you look at the fine print, it basically says, you mess around, you're gonna find out. You act a fool, you're gonna get thrown out, right? And I'll never forget this, man. I went to the Air Canada Center to see Tracy McGrady play when he came back after he left for his first game. These people were spitting at him, bro, when he walked from the locker room onto the court and the just on the side there. Me and my roommates, we were 2 rows behind the bench and sitting behind Brady, and they were giving they were throwing stuff at the bench. It was a complete mess, man. And I know Canadians like to say, "Oh, we don't act like that." Blah blah blah. I seen it with my own eyes. I was there. You want to know how I know what was going on? Because I almost got thrown out of my $300 seat because I wanted all the smoke because T Mac was my guy, and I gave it to anybody that wanted to hear it. I was highly upset about how those people were acting, and so for me, I would have deserved to have been thrown out for the way that I was acting, and my roommates as well. We all three of us should have been thrown out for how we were acting. Um, Tracy McGrady, to his credit, he didn't respond to any of it. His cousins could learn a lot from Tracy McGrady and how he reacted to his homecoming, going back to the Air Canada Center. And so when you look at your ticket stub basically says that you will get thrown out if you don't adhere to the rules of the house that they put in place. And I don't think it's any different for players. If a play for I'm so glad we're playing the video because it was highly disgusting what what DeMarcus Cousins did. And over these years, I never really was a DeMarcus Cousins fan because even in college, I always thought he had an attitude problem. He's just one of them dudes that you just never can please him. He just seems like he's just mad to just be for no reason. Fake tough guy. And a millionaire making all this money, but always angry about something. And I look at him and I look at this situation, and I clearly see why no team wanted to not take another chance on DeMarcus Cousins because he's ability. He's a liability to any NBA team if he was going to be acting like this, doing this kind of stuff with a fan courtside. I don't care what the fan did, man. I don't care what the fan said. You got to be more professional than that. Now, I get it. If the dude's saying stuff about his mom and his family and all this kind of stuff, you security guard and you get him thrown out. But you don't put your livelihood and in your career in jeopardy because some clown on the sideline wants to act stupid. They think that what they pay for their tickets entitles them to act a fool, and I know because I've been there. That's my take.
Z, you ice grilling the audience here.
Bro, I'm ice grilling tired, and it takes too much effort to give any kind of emotion on my face right now. Yeah, there's equal punishment. I don't think that's the case because I think fans are gonna heckle, fans are gonna talk. Um, am I saying they got carte blanche to say whatever? No. But I do think if a player reacts in the way that Boogie reacted, his punishment should be much more severe than whatever the fan gets for causing that reaction. Um, because the players, the entertainers are held to a higher standard. Um, and they're expected to restrain themselves in a situation. Because now you open yourself up to all kinds of lawsuits and whatnot, and you got much more to lose than that fan does. He gets banned from the arena, he sues you for assault or whatever, and then he gets suspended for the rest of whatever league he was playing in. He got suspended for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
Who knows if he'll be invited back next season? I don't know. So, um, he's an idiot. That was dumb. And if player responds in that fashion, then he should get whatever's coming to him. And I have no sympathy for him. Again, I'm not saying that a fan can just come out and say whatever they want to say, but at the end of the day, just like y'all was saying in the first segment, it's just jokes. Whatever that fan said is just words. You're gonna lose your livelihood over words. That's dumb. So whatever he got coming to him, he deserved it. Probably more.
Hmm. Okay. So, like, I don't think we disagreed on that. Um, I know you put a two.
Well,
I,
it was what equal? I don't think it should be. I think the consequence for a player responding should be much more than whatever fan gets. Like I'm trying to search for the words to put it, but I think the consequence should be way much more heavier on the player for responding. Whatever equal uh, consequences for the fan heckling, the player should get much more for responding, especially in that fashion. That's just disgusting, man. That's that's that's
Yeah.
that's that's
That's
disgusting.
wild, man.
That's dumb.
yeah,
That's not funny. That's not. Oh, you see what he did? I was like, dude, I can't believe he did that. It's stupid.
yeah. I don't think we disagreed on that. So no, I think that athletes and fans should be held responsible. I mean, when you go to these kind of events, um, bro, like this, even if it wasn't this kind of like big stage, like bro, like you held responsible for how you act to whoever you come across, right? It could be at a restaurant, bro. You gonna disrespect a lady? she comes around and she spits in your food, you responsible for that. Now she responsible for that too, because I want to see her get fired. She spits in my food, but man, you're gonna be responsible for that on your end as well, right? So I just think you treat everybody with respect, and you don't let it get to that point. You know what I mean? As a fan, like, we could get amped up, we could get hyped up, but I've been to many games and I get passionate and I get upset, but I won't let it get to that point where I'm like literally like, in the dude's face or something like that. So yeah, key point, he was suspended for the remainder of the season. He had his contract terminated. Yeah, he's done. Um, so like I don't know. I think in this situation, just to bring up why I wasn't at a five, is because, like, bro, I think the fan has to understand one very important point. That ain't the NBA, bro. He ain't getting paid NBA money. You want to mess around with Boogie Cousins when most of his peers in the NBA wouldn't mess with Boogie Cousins? Bro, is you crazy? He ain't getting paid that much. He can lose that and be fine. You really want to mess with a dude like that? I don't. So, like, bro, you took your life in your own hands and you had to smell something. Just thank God it was only smelling and it wasn't something worse.
Salty.
So,
what could that dude have possibly said?
probably
What could that
was.
dude have
No
possibly
pun
said
intended.
to get that kind of reaction out of him, man? Seriously, what could he have said to get that kind of reaction, man? That's just vile, yo.
It is vile. And to think of that on the spot, bro.
That's
Ugh.
what I'm saying, man.
But
Like,
what
how?
what would
Where
what
is
would
his
be
mind at? That's
what
the
would be
first thing I
worthy
thought.
of that though? Like
Huh?
what if the fan was talking about his kids, right? Like does it
Probably not.
change? Does it change?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And does Marcus Cousins even have kids like that? I mean, I don't really know nothing about his personal life.
I don't either. But depending on what was said. But
Mm.
yeah. I gave
Look,
it a
if he
3.
says something that violent across the line, get him thrown out. You don't
That's
react
it,
that
man.
way.
I agree with you.
What would we do? Would any of us react that way?
No, absolutely not.
Then why would he?
Well,
Because that's his mindset. That's his mentality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You are 100% on point. Mentality, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I like when I'm playing basketball, and my friends would tell you this. Like I like to talk trash sometimes. If I think it would give me a competitive advantage. But at the end of the day, it's all jokes and it's all games. Be like, you can't take it that seriously. You can't let it get there if you're Boogie. But yeah, I do think that the person sitting in the stands also needs to be held accountable. But I mean, just do what LeBron did, right? Tell the stadium like, hey, this dude is, he said a bad word to me or something like that. Right. All right, we moving on. Zeke look like he ice like I feel like is he gonna kill me through the screen or something? All right, let's keep moving. Um,
it
it
happened.
happened oh man, but you guys Zeke, let these dudes know
Yeah.
about what happened in that Braves Yankees game, bro.
Yeah. So apparently this is the second week in a row that we're talking about the Yankees and stealing signs or whatever. Look, I'm not gonna be
Oh, I
that
wasn't
dude
talking about
that.
the stealing signs. I was talking about Acuna.
Oh, the throw?
We'll get to
That
that in
wasn't
a
the
bit.
Yankees, was
Yeah,
it? That was the Yankees. Oh yeah, that was the Yankee game. My bad.
that was the
Yeah.
Yankees. That throw.
So
If you guys missed that throw,
my man drifted
sheesh.
back. My man drifted back, casually caught a ball over his shoulder, turned around flat-footed, and fired the ball over 300 feet, no bounce to throw the runner out at third base.
Got him mid motion.
And as impressive as the throw, because the throw was impressive. A lot of credit to Nacho Alvarez for deking him out and applying the tag at the last second.
Bro,
Excuse me.
Dave, as a Yankee fan, that man has to slide, right?
Yeah, bro. It's
Dude, as a baseball fan, that man has to slide. I was mad for him.
that was just dumb, man. And I think he's a rookie too, man. If I'm not mistaken. I think
Bro,
he
that
just.
that
I
throw
think he
was
just got caught
bananas,
up.
bro.
It's ridiculous, bro. It's like, man.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
tell you something. That
he
throw.
underestimated the arm. He probably thought there was no chance the throw was coming in third base, let alone on time and on target.
What was so impressive about the throw is that he had his back turned when he turned around and released. I wish we had that clip, man. It was just ridiculous. No bounce, nothing. Straight to third base.
Check out the
This
Facebook
dude
page,
just
y'all. I
like
posted on the
casually
Facebook
walking into the
page.
base, you know. And everybody kept saying the third base coach told him to get down, but I didn't see him motioning
That
for
was
the
my
ball.
question, Dave. How much blame do you put on third base coach for that?
I mean, I'm gonna probably put all the blame on him because if he's playing ball the right way, he gets a signal from the third base coach. Third base coach, if he's just standing there casually like telling him to hurry up, you're supposed to be telling him to get out. You know what I'm saying? Get the man. Tell him to get down, get down. This dude's just sachets into third base, man, and then both of them look at each other when he got tagged out. The coach is looking at him, and he's looking at the coach, and it's just like the two stooges, man. But it's par for the
I
course for
can imagine
how
what Aaron Boone was saying in the dugout, man. I wish we had him mic'd up for that.
I know, man. It's like he probably was saying, "Great job, kid. You know what? Just next time, just why don't you slide for me, please? If you do, I'll get you some cookies and some milk, and then I might
Look
take
at
you to
that.
see Lilo and
That is
Stitch too after the
beautiful.
game." You
That
know
was beautiful.
Yo, that's bad. Is the third base for the Yankees former Mets manager?
what?
Who was the third base
That's
coach?
that's the who's the third base coach is the former Mets manager, ain't it?
I don't know who that dude is, man.
Oh my
I really
goodness, that's
don't.
Oh,
embarrassing.
Look at
turn.
this, man.
Dave said forget former Mets manager. He needs to be the former Yankees third base coach.
For real, man. Look at this.
Pretty
Look how he's just
much.
look at he's slowing down, bro. Look at
Yeah.
this and reaching for the bag, man. What are you doing,
Yeah. If he slides, he's safe. Bazooka. If he slides, he's safe.
Wow, that was incredible.
bro? That's sick,
All
man.
right,
I, go
Josh,
ahead.
thanks for putting that video up. Do you got it happen today?
Yes, sir. I sure do. Here we go.
All right. So British Golf Open this day in the year 2000. British Opens men's golf. St. Andrews. Tiger Woods beat Thomas.
Bjorn.
Bjorn.
I don't know how to say it.
Bjorn.
Yorn
Thomas
and Ernie
Bjorn.
Els by 8 shots to win the first Open title and become the youngest player at only 24 to win all four majors titles.
24.
Yeah, kudos to shout
That
out to
was
the
that was
goat.
crazy. That 2000 season for Tiger was epic, man. It was fun to be a golf fan back then. I just started watching because of Tiger, but that 2000 and then that was um the second leg of what they called the Tiger Slam. He won all four majors in a row. He lost the Masters in 2000, but he won the U.S. Open, the British Open, PGA Championship in 2000, and then wrapped around in 2001 and won the Masters for the to complete the Tiger Slam. So that was the peak of his powers. That 2000 2001 season was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm fanboying a little bit, but that's my guy.
Fanboy away, Zeke. Fanboy away.
You know, it's just this got me thinking. Like Tiger Woods brought an incredible audience to the sport of golf. And this entire podcast, we were talking about like the Caitlin Clark bringing a huge audience to WNBA, and kudos to her. I mean, she's doing great. And you know what? And I said on other podcasts, so I'll say, I'll not for nothing, but Angel Reese is performing a lot better. I was, clowning on her because she wasn't performing based on her talk, but she's been playing a lot better. So shout out to Angel Reese. But I think part of the allure is that she's hitting three at an almost stylistic way to that of a Steph Curry, because I know someone said that in the comments. But imagine if you had someone in the WNBA that could all of a sudden dunk like Jordan or could dunk like Vince Carter. I think you would bring even more eyeballs to the screen because you're doing something that no one's ever seen before. And Clark is doing something no one's ever seen before. No one's hit threes like her before. But if you could have like someone WNBA with handles like a Kyrie. We've never seen that in the league before. I think that would also bring a whole different segment and dynamic. But
It sucks though
shout out
because
to
I
Kevin.
feel like you're always it's like that big brother shadow. You're always going to be in the shadow of the big brother NBA, and I think that's kind of the downfall. So I would agree that something has to change a little bit with the WNBA. Some sort of it's got to stand out on its own, really, to truly live up to its full potential.
Zeke, you had another happening today. Why don't you tell us what that was?
Yeah, so if you guys have been paying attention to the news lately, there's been a lot of talk about the president threatening to withhold some funding or whatever from the Commanders if they don't change their name back to the Redskins. And I just found that it was kind of funny that on this day back in, I'm trying to find it again. I think it was 2021, the Cleveland Indians changed their name to the Guardians on this day. So it was just I just thought that was interesting that that happened um, around this time that year, and then like 4 years later, where he kind of threw in that maybe if the mayor of Cleveland had actually changed the name back to the Indians, he'd win some elections or whatever. So, but yeah, I just thought that it was funny that that popped up on it happened today, and the whole naming thing is back in the news around this time. So yeah,
For the
For
record, both of
sure.
those names suck.
huh?
Both what?
I said, for the record, both of those names suck. Guardians and Commanders. They couldn't have been more creative, man. It's like, come on, man.
You
I
want them
don't.
to stay the Washington football team?
Nah, man. I just
Yeah, that
wanted
was
to be
worse,
something
bro.
more creative than the Commanders and the Guardians, though. Just when you look at like the names of the clubs in MLB, like some of the names just they fit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like the football team has nothing to do with the politics that go on in Washington. So it being tied to like the Commanders, like the Commander, and it's like a playoff, the Commander in Chief. It's just dumb. It's just really dumb. You just look at some of the other teams and their like the history of their names and stuff, man. It's just you just wish that they had put a little. I do. I just wish they had put a little more thought into and creativity into the names. Just because the other teams have such great names, and they have such history behind their name.
Well, I think the big problem with that particular team is Dan Snyder was so steadfast in not doing it that when it came time and he was kind of forced to do it, he was
Had to
rushed
rush.
instead of actually like putting a team together to say, all right, this is gonna come down the line sooner or later. What plan do we have that's in action? But he was like, no, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. And then it was like, you're gonna do it or else.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think the Guardian's name is the one that I like that one at all. Commanders, it could be good if they leaned into it, but they kind of went halfway, in my opinion. You changed the name, but then you didn't change the colors. You know what I mean? Like Guardians or the Commanders might be cool if they leaned into the whole army fatigue kind of thing. That might be kind of cool, I think. But when you got like Commanders and you're like red and like yellow still and like or maroon, like to me it's just they're like I don't get it. What are you? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't
Colors
match,
would be tough.
Huh?
Changing colors would be tough. Like
right? If they went like red, white, and blue, or
no,
like
not like tough
army
as in like
fatigue
No,
good.
he
green,
means like tough
Tough as in like
logistically, not like
difficult.
tough as in good.
Like it's
or
one thing.
tough. Yeah. Oh, I got you.
One
I
thing
got
to
you. Yeah,
change the
yeah, yeah.
logo. It's another thing to change your whole color scheme. Like your entire stadium needs to be demolished and then rebuilt almost.
But that's what I mean. Like they kind of went halfway, and like Commanders doesn't like. I don't get it with the color scheme. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Um, but yeah, Josh, I think that's it for this week, right? You got anything else?
Well, I guess we covered it a little bit in the weekly roundup, but that's what we got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we showed you the Ronald Acuna clip.
Yep. Next, we got the MLB trade deadline being around the corner.
Yeah, maybe we should dive into that next week. Maybe shout out like maybe our favorite trades that we want to see for our teams.
Sure.
He said probably tell the Wizards to go back to the Bullets.
Right.
Man, right? I mean, that's more appropriate for DC or the Washington homeless people.
Wow,
That's
dude.
probably too far.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Josh, hit the button, pimp,
Hit
before
the
we
Okay,
get
man,
there.
man,
Interesting
it's
transition
just
though.
jokes. It's
Talking
just
about
jokes, right?
the
All right,
Wizards and Bullets. Because Gilbert
bro.
Arenas' son tore up his knee doing something in about 6 to 8 months. Didn't Gilbert Arenas play for the Wizards?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
You did.
And wasn't he the one flashing and bringing his gun to the locker room and having like,
Told my man to pick one.
yeah, told him they was gonna have a duel right in the locker room.
Dang.
The good old
And
bully.
Big
Texas.
boss.
It's crazy, but yeah, graduated high school early so he could start playing ball with the Trojans early. Now he's out 6 to 8 months. Go figure. This kid can't catch a break, man. Wasn't he just in an accident and like was in a coma or something?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's tough.
I don't know, man. I feel like
But
God's trying to tell this young man something.
shout out to everybody who joined the podcast today. It was a lot of fun with all you guys tuning in and making comments. Appreciate the support, love. Hopefully, we can continue to grow this thing. Share this with your friends, family, co-workers. Put them on. Share us on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you social media.
Yep. Stay
I
tuned.
don't
We're
think.
streaming to Facebook soon.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're almost off of that period that they do.
Yep.
yeah.
That's
The 2 month waiting period.
2 month waiting period. Yeah, then it's on the popping. All right. All right, guys. Hey, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hey, we'll see you guys same time next week, 9 p.m. Opps SportsCast.
Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for joining.